I need a cool background like that.
Shut up! God damn it! I'm not yelling.
Okay, Boomer.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome
Yo!
to Boomer Council. How
What's
are
happening? Fired up, man.
you? Yeah, man. We got stuff in the news to talk about here, man. We got things. Wheels are in motion, and we have a potential entire year at stake.
Yeah. Lots of balls in the air.
And we have
Lots of balls in the air. It's cancel Disney Plus. What up?
right on
Always.
schedule.
Never
Right on
fails.
schedule. Yeah. I don't know. Do we want to do this like we did last week? Do we want to just do we want to be positive first and talk about, good stuff like this? Or do we want to just jump into the deep end and
That is good stuff, but
And
maybe
it.
what do you think we swim our way out of the deep end tonight?
Okay, so we want to go reverse paddle. I'm down for that. I like reverse paddle. That's cool. Let's start
Hopefully
it.
you brought your paddle.
Yeah, man. Because you know what? There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people that are heavily impacted by everything that's going on. There's a lot riding on this, and it's certainly worth talking about and bringing to everyone's attention. So last week we talked about the strike that was looming, and there has been some updates. There's been progress, if you will, in whichever direction it's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, progress is one way to look at it, I guess.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah, I mean, everything's based on a certain point of view. Basically, I mean, I went over this in a stream this morning when I got the news, but basically, get your strap on your floaties and put on your life vest, kids, because it's going to be a long storm.
When you're
coming.
pulling your winter clothes out of the closet, grab all that physical media you have in the tote and just slide that out next to the TV with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So the news is basically that Sunday night at midnight, all things will stop if an agreement is not reached on Sunday evening. So that is
Crazy.
the current update as of this morning. I'm in the process of looking for the exact contract that I had up earlier, but yeah, it's happening. So basically today, the president of the IATSE came out and said that if a deal isn't reached by Sunday afternoon, as of October 18th at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time. So that's 3 a.m. East Coast folks. Everybody will put down their pencils, step away from their keyboards, leave their toys, and walk away until the new media decides to start acting like grown-ups. So that's where we're at.
Is there a buffer for you guys, or it's just like
from what I
no
understand,
paychecks?
I honestly don't know. I didn't know anybody in the writer strike in 2007, so I couldn't really I can't really discuss what they went through.
Yeah,
But yeah, and this is what we were talking about backstage. This is what Matt and I were talking about backstage, is that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if everybody walks away and doesn't get unemployment because you walked away on a strike. I don't think the program has money installed for us to have days off. So really this is uncharted territory for a lot of people, and I'm sure it's a little scary. Everybody thinks that, just because there's a yes vote that no one's scared. I mean, everyone's got to be scared,
Everyone's, yeah.
right? This is what I mean. You got to think about, this isn't for somebody that, and I'm not saying this is a disrespectful thing, but this isn't somebody that lives, you know, in the middle of Ohio and has a very low mortgage on land that is not valued the way it is out west, right? So you got to remember,
Yeah,
these
man.
people just got done with a pandy, right? The pandemic hit these people right in the balls because a lot of these people didn't work for 3 to 6 months because things weren't spinning up. Even now, there's still some musical acts that are still on the shelf because their artists are not ready to travel. So this isn't, about people are scared about losing their living. I mean, you're talking about going
Yeah.
from, what they're making weekly on some of these episodic shows or these Star Wars movies or these big flicks, potentially going on zero income. I mean, how would that affect the average person? Oh, hey guys, we're going to strike, go home and don't earn any money. So this is scary for a lot of these people. And I want, I think there's what they call a 24-hour cooling off period. So as soon as the strike is initiated, I think there's 24 hours where nobody goes to work, or I really, like I said, this is really uncharted waters for me and a lot of people that I know.
So let me ask you this. So being that you're definitely on a much different side of this than someone like myself who's really just an onlooker, right? Are there restrictions in place when it comes to unions like this, that if this is prolonged, do you have options of doing something as an alternative in the meantime within the same field, something similar?
Well, yeah. So there's two different types of, and I don't really know the criteria. I'm sure there's going to be statements and regulations emailed out to the people that are in the union that are affected by this. However, I believe, what I know 100% is there's certain things like the sports market. The sports broadcaster's contract is very different than the than entertainment or episodics and stuff like that. So they operate on different contracts. So this is not going to affect the sports market. However, there's not many people that are that do movies and episodics and things like that also do sports and things of that nature, right? You're kind of a specialist. Most people in our industry are specialists and don't generally jump back and forth. Now there are certain people that are versed in a very many different skills within their skill set. So like for me, I dabble in an array of different skills within skills, but there's some people, like if you're the DP for a Star Wars movie, you're probably doing a lot of big stuff, right? If you're on one of these big sets and the people that are going to really be out of work for a long period of time, depending on this, those people are masters of their craft, so to speak. Those are elite people that are working on these, especially the stuff we want, right? So the episodic shows, the Kenobis, the Mandalorians, the Boba Fett's, all this, the Andors, the Ahsokas, all of these shows, these people are elite, right? You don't work for Disney if you're a schmo, right? And you're getting paid top dollar to be in that master class, let's call it. So yeah, it's a big deal, right? And these people are, I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to go and create things on their own, or who knows, maybe some of them are musicians, and I honestly don't know. But what I can tell you is that a lot of these guys, this is their livelihood, and this is what they do. And it's going to affect a lot of people, and it's going to affect us, because now you guys got to remember this, every single day after Sunday that goes on is 1 day of delay for all of our content. I was tweeting with a guy on Twitter today. We were tweeting and chatting on the Twitter sphere, and he was saying, well, this doesn't affect the Kenobis and the Bobas and all of this, all that stuff that's in the can and already shot. And it's like, well, you don't understand what you're talking about. I hate to be blunt, but He's, oh, it just doesn't affect the editors. And then I was like, oh, look up the 700 union.
Mhm.
There's 700 union signed that contract. That's the editor. The editors union. Do some homework.
Yeah, post-production is in just as much trouble.
More.
Yeah, more really at this point, because you got things that are supposed to be slated for a date, and if we keep pushing things back long enough, let's say in a terrible case, they get forced to push back Kenobi, the show we've all been waiting for decades.
I don't know if mom's. Oh, let's not do that. I don't know if mom is watching, but here, hold on. I'm going to give you guys this real quick. I don't know if mom's watching, if you want to make this a full screen or not. But this is the official release. This is all over Twitter. You can get your hands on it if you want to. You guys can see this, right?
Yep, came up full screen. Yep.
Okay, so basically, this is what was released today from IATSE, the union behind entertainment. For immediate release today, October 13th, 2021, strike set date for 60,000 film and television workers. Unless an agreement is reached, IATSE members will begin nationwide strike on October 18th at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The IATSE president, I'm going to call him that because I will mess up his name, so I'm going to call him President Matthew. President Matthew announced today that unless an agreement is reached, union members will begin a nationwide strike against the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP, on Monday, October 18th. Now, President Matthew said the union will continue bargaining with the producers this week in hopes of reaching an agreement that addresses the core issues such as rest periods, meal breaks, and a living wage for those on the bottom of the wage scale. That is the key thing there, the bottom of the wage scale.
Yep.
However, the pace of bargaining does not reflect any sense of urgency, President Matthews said. Without an end date, we could continue talking forevers, and our members deserve to have their basic needs addressed now. Last week, IATSE members who work in television and film production at 36 IATSE local unions across the country voted to authorize the union's international president to call a strike if contract talks did not result in a new contract for 60,000 film and television workers. Voters turnout was 90%, with a 98.6% of those voting in support of the authorization. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the danger of what's going on right now.
And it's those key points that a lot of people are not realizing. It's the basic necessities, the needs to make a living. These are people that are working on scale or below. And it's everyone watching, anyone in the chat, anyone watching this in the replay, think about your current job. And imagine you have to do a bunch of overtime you weren't expecting. Oh, but you can't eat that day. There's going to be no break. Oh, you got to use the bathroom? Wait till the day is over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's things, that's what this is about. It's the basic necessities of being able to earn a living in this industry. It's things that most people take for granted.
Well, and like I was saying in like I said, I put out, if you guys really want to dive into it, I put out something like 45 minutes earlier today. You can jump on and check that out. But I mean, you know, these are sometimes, you know, grueling 16-hour days, right? The average person works an 8-hour day, 5 days a week. That's a 40-hour week. A 40-hour week for some production people is 3 days, right? A 60-hour week is not uncommon, right? 72-hour weeks are not uncommon to television workers. So, and I disagree with the notion that any of these people are replaceable. Like I said earlier, these people are the best at what they do, right? These people are not easily replaceable with the brush of a stroke, right? And there are contracts in place so that when strikes like this happen, these contracts are in place with certain productions that they cannot hire scabs that are non-union to come in and facilitate those jobs. So, this is going to, unfortunately, if things are not reached by Sunday, boys and girls, we are going to have a very, very, every day that passes after Sunday is another day that we're delayed. And so, get on whatever social media, write a letter if you're not on social media, and send it to, all of the streaming platforms, because they are ultimately going to be responsible for your content be delayed next year. And this is across the board. This is Marvel. This is any television show you enjoy watching, right? This is, look, I'm going to go as far and again, I may get crucified for this, like I did the Friends incident, but this is, if you like The Voice, on hold.
Yep,
If you
all
like
ABC shows,
if you like The Masked Singer, on hold. Everything you look forward to weekly on your television, whether it's streaming or cable or on the antenna, everything's on hold. I hope you like sports and the news, because that's what's left.
Things, I think this is just a Hollywood Reporter article, but some of the only things they say could possibly not be affected are the lower budget things, like under $15 million budgets, and specifically HBO, Showtime, Stars, Cinemax. But I don't know why. I guess they're under union production. It just says as a result, union crew members working on ads and union productions budgeted under 15 million may still have to show up to work.
Yeah, but if the president issues a nationwide strike, those people are going to walk away. Right.
Sure.
Those people are not,
because they'll just find other work probably.
Well, not even other work. They'll just.
Do you think there will be smaller production companies that come out of this that like band together and try to attract like bigger stars and bigger producers to come?
There's non-union gigs everywhere, right? There's non-union productions that happen all the time, across the board. Let's see. So, something like a non-union show would be almost any reality TV show, right? Most reality TV shows don't have union workers. There are some that do.
Right.
There are quite a few that do, but basically we'll be back to the days of reality, more and more reality TV, because a lot of that can be non-union.
Great.
Yeah, I wonder, because they still have production companies and they're still on things like Paramount Plus, Apple TV, but all those are going to be affected. Like they're all on this list in this article.
Every
Netflix.
network is affected by
Cartoon Network. Why you got to do that? You got to take Cartoon Network from
animators, editors, effects. Like this guy, was talking to Twitter. I don't want to put him on blast because I don't really care, to be honest. It doesn't affect my day. It's Twitter. But basically, this let's see, House of Idiots loved it, so I don't know who it was. At Corey _Wolfpack was talking about this today. And a couple people chimed in on it, but basically, it comes down to I didn't even understand the depth at which this goes, right? I started jumping down the rabbit hole, and my understanding went from 12 unions to now today's 36 unions that are in on this. So this isn't just the LA unions. This is from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. The motion picture and television members already spoke. They spoke October 3rd on what they're willing to do in solidarity with the rest of our brothers, right, and sisters. So, it's a tough place to be, because most people that work in television and motion picture are not in it for the money, not in it for the awards. They're in it because this is what they were made to do. Just like a carpenter was made to create beautiful things from wood. That's what these people were made for, whether their vision is behind a camera or seeing light color that you and I couldn't understand.
Dude, like,
or hear, their skills are built for this for this, and they as people are built for this, because yes, we sign up for a certain amount of abuse, right? I sign up for 12-hour days, right? Most people can't fathom being away from their family 12 hours a day, coming home with just enough time to eat a couple meals, take a shower, get some rest, and jump right back into the mix, right? Most people won't sign up for this kind of stuff day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. But the people that do this are passionate about what they do and love what they do. But there's a line in the sand that must be drawn somewhere.
Yeah,
And
there's only so far that, it's amazing that people get to follow that passion to do this type of a job, and I'm very happy that they're able to get into this. But now dealing with something like this, you have to understand that there's consequences that are behind all these decisions that higher media execs make, and they're not always thinking about what's happening at the lower end beyond a certain point. And now it takes an extreme event to start to shed some light on it. And the fact, I'm actually surprised that this extended out this additional week.
Me too.
Because it seemed like last time this was going to basically start making the decision by, what was that? By last Sunday, wasn't it?
well,
we were having the same conversation.
the authorization to strike is not a vote to strike.
Right.
It is a negotiation. It's a tool to negotiate. So it's supposed to show the negotiating table. Our members are behind our negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
Our members trust us with their negotiations. And then they go back to the table for a little bit, but obviously that didn't scare them, or they just don't care. Right. And that's, I guess, is that worse? I don't really know.
Yo, real quick, Daryl called me out, said I'm being too quiet. It's not that I'm being too quiet. I just personally sound like a house of idiots when I'm talking about this stuff.
No. House of Idiots liked the comment. It was clown. It was clown guy or cloud guy.
That's over my head, man. I've actually never been a part of a union. I've been a grunt my whole life, hourly. I'm in a commission-based job right now, so when I work hard, or when I could put as much into it as I want, and I'll get tenfold back. Like, it's straight up sales. You just put in the work. These guys put in overtime. Maybe there's a rate for it, but any overtime hourly rate I've ever gotten was trash. And it was also limited. So a lot of places don't even allow you, sure, you're getting hired. They're like, yes, we have overtime. And then you find out it's only 8 hours every 2 weeks that they allow you to even have when you first start. These people have been in these positions for decades, bro. It's like you coming out of high school, doing this thing that you've always been good at, and now you're not going to have a damn job and you got to find something else to do. This is what you do. It's like telling a fighter to stop fighting and go work in a damn grocery store. Or when people come home from the military, it's like, that's their career, bro. So it is pretty serious. And I'm nervous for everybody, not just the content that I'm going to miss out on, but, I hope people band together from this. And, whatever, we got reality TV from the first go around. Maybe we get something else that's better. There's a lot of reality TV that I love, bro. Like Road Rules all day.
Oh, I miss Road Rules.
Throw people in that Winnebago and send them to the outskirts of America. Yes, let's go. So, there you go, Daryl. That was for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. It's not an easy. I mean, it's not an easy situation to be in. I think on I want to say on either side of the table. But it's gonna be weird, because if you think about all the shows that people love to watch and that tune into weekly, this is going to affect you guys too. It's not just the Star Wars nerds. It's not just the Marvel nerds. This is the stuff that you want to see every single week. And if it's a live show, forget it.
Am I a little louder?
Yeah.
A little louder.
There you go.
All right. Might be.
A little bit louder now.
So this is
the mic.
So yeah, I think everybody get on whatever socials you're on. You know, I hope Sunday brings some light news. I hope I get an email and get to put out some positive on this. I'm just very, very sad because this could push back a lot of the hope we had for next year to bring us some of the best stuff we've seen in a long time.
Dude, delay Kenobi, and I will drive out there personally, knock on some doors. Like,
oh, I mean, that's the thing is, you know, that's what these guys were saying is that there's that's done principal shoot. How about this, my guys? The Mandalorian season 3 just started. Carl Weathers just started his first day of work today, my guys.
Mm-hmm.
You got 4 days.
Start striking on Sunday. Come on,
let's all get in the car. We'll knock on. Are you partyboy69 at yahoo.com? Did you tweet?
I didn't, Jason.
And just
boopshoot.com.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so yeah, I hope you know, like I said, write your get out there, write some emails, you know, send some letters first class to the AMPTP. That's who you want to tag, and let them know you're behind the workers, and let them know.
Dude,
if this happens, I'm canceling my subscription because that's what I'm doing Sunday. That's the only way my voice can truly be heard. This to them does
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So
they will notice that.
For me, I hate to lose my services, right? I hate to lose my Netflix. I hate to lose my, you know, my Disney Plus and put those subscriptions on cancel or on hold. I hate to, you know, shut down my Amazon Prime. But that's who's ultimately in on this.
How are they not seeing the direct, correlation to the pandemic? Like, this is going to be the same thing. Yeah. It's 60,000 people that won't be working. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, and my thing is, you know, I try to keep politics out of this, but at what point, you know, at what point does somebody in an upper level say, you know, whoa, we're trying to get the job numbers up. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Yeah, I just keep thinking about the families, man. You know, that's forget the money, put the dollars and cents aside. There are people already having a hard time making mortgages after a pandy. And this is not the time to put workers out of work. It's just not the right time. So I hope that Sunday, now that this has been announced, I hope that the AMPTP decides to come back to the table with something to negotiate, something that looks like some sense of urgency, so that President Matthew can call it off, right? I want everybody to show up for Mando to shoot on Monday morning. Right? Because think about this. Think about Katie and Carl Weathers and Pedro. I always get those two.
No, we don't say that.
Pascal?
Name
no.
it's
Mando.
Pedro.
Okay. Pedro shows up.
Another name here.
Right? Yeah, I always get them mixed up. They show up for makeup and costume, and then nobody's there. Right? The stage. The volume, guess what? Union workers, no screens, right? Oh, carpenters and grips and stagehands, nothing moves. No lights turn on. No cameras get pulled out.
I'm pretty sure Carl Weathers has not taken that outfit off yet. That shit looks nice. He's just walking around wearing it all the time.
Yeah, man.
The only one who shows up on set is Gina Carano.
You know,
it's actually her set because everybody quit theirs and they came over to her side now.
It's tough, man. It's that's what I'm thinking
alive.
about. I'm thinking about Monday morning, right? Because that's what I'm really thinking about. Thinking about Monday morning and all the actors show up and all the executives show up to set and no crew shows up.
Can you
Or
buy-
worse, they're out front picketing.
Oh,
Bro,
they could be.
Yeah, that was my first thought. That was my first thought, is that, like, no offense, California, it's kind of a thing that you do. I think there'll be people out there for sure in front of one of these studios, wherever the biggest
All of
unions
them.
are. Yeah,
All
you
of
know what I mean?
Monday
Have
morning.
you, so you haven't noticed any chatter like in the IA stories about people actually getting up and going and, you know, hollering about it?
There's pictures
Yeah.
all over Twitter and Instagram and Facebook of signs that were made that are
Yeah.
being made.
Yep. So
It's
gonna get crazy.
oh yeah. I mean, but if you have a problem with what's going on, you're part of the problem. I'll say it proudly.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I
I don't think
understand
anybody.
there's a lot of people out of work and there's a lot of people hurting right now. Do we need to add to this? And if you think this is just a Hollywood elitist thing, here you go. Here's one for you. A lot of productions shoot in Georgia. The Walking Dead has shot in Georgia for 11 seasons. This is a nationwide 36 unions across the United States and international have agreed to this, party people. This isn't just the Hollywood elite. That's what everybody keeps saying. Oh, these Hollywood elitists are threatening to shut down on the. It's not Hollywood elitists, my guys. It's people that live in Macon, Georgia. It's people that live in Tallahassee, right? It's people that live in South Carolina that make movies. Oh, yeah, you probably didn't know they make movies out there in South Carolina, North Carolina, New York. This is a nation, Chicago. This is nationwide, my guys. Don't be naive and think that this is just a bunch of Hollywood elitists wanting more money. This is not about money. Please remember one thing. This is not about money. This is about you're working on elite shit. You're working for Disney. You're working for Netflix. You're working for the elite makers of content in the world. And you can't get a bathroom break. You can't sit down and eat your crappy meal. I feel you. I think I've monopolized the stream for enough time.
No, dude, look, we just put some nails in the coffin. That's all right. It's all good.
We're gonna hope for the best.
Yeah, we shared the letter too. If you guys were not here at the beginning, and you go back and rewatch this Sunday, so today, man. So
yeah, I'm doing a midnight stream. I'm sounding a bell just so you guys know.
Respect, man.
On Sunday, I'm gonna start at 11:30. I think we're gonna do. So we're gonna get into this in a minute, but I got 2 new shiny copies.
Ooh yeah,
today of Ronin,
man.
And so I'm keeping one for myself to put over there with the rest of my good books. But this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and do another. We're breaking back out. Oh, I didn't even put the light on it today. I'm so disappointed in myself.
The hopper.
I'm gonna have to go to.
The light.
I'm gonna have to go to Barnes and Noble tomorrow and try to find
put the light on the hopper.
Oh, no light on the hopper.
No, we're getting the hopper. The hopper is gonna come out, and we're gonna do a Ronin giveaway. Lord Crit won the last one with the poster. But yeah, that's something good that happened today. So let's swim
let's
out
talk
of the
about
waters.
the good. In the world of literature and anime, we get the first novel of Ronin.
Yeah, I haven't even read. Again, I'm not spoilering myself right now with anything. Guys, this is like trying to ignore hot girls in front of you when your wife or girlfriend is standing right next to you. All right. This is the equivalent of this. Guy, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, however you swing it, whatever your thing is. This is the equivalent of trying to dodge hot girls bending over in front of you when you're next to your wife or significant other. Because avoiding spoilers right now is hard as F.
Yeah. I don't know how, but I have somehow avoided all Kenobi spoilers so far.
Oh my goodness.
So
I was just telling these guys. the Kenobi spoilers are
The
real.
floor
bro.
is
It's
lava.
hard, bro.
It's out there. The floor is lava.
So I haven't read any of this yet. I haven't even cracked this open. I literally unboxed these when I got them to bring them up here for the stream. But that book, I am excited. I hope it is. God, I don't even know if it's a prequel or a current. I don't know what it is. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I think it's a prequel, but again, like I don't know. This is something I don't know a lot of. So
I hope it's the story of the first crystal he takes, right? I hope that he is really a Ronin Jedi like Ahsoka, and maybe he lost his saber in the battle and took his first opponents, and that's the one he uses. Like that's the story I really hope, is that he's neither light nor dark. He is just one, and that he is going and trying to extract evil from the universe, taking crystal by crystal. That
I
would
love
be
that take. My shit is always so simple. Like I wanted him to just be like a Sith that was out there, because this is like a future timeline where there's more dark side users, not just the rule of two.
Yeah, because her reaction when he pulls out that red saber, and she's just like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah,
it's almost like they all know each other, right?
right.
Like
Like
all
he's
the
supposed
Sith.
to be a part of some kind of order. Like he was supposed to be a part of something. But
Yeah, well, and that's kind of where my head went with it when I saw him break out. When I saw him open his jacket and there's a line of crystals, I was like, "Oh, this dude's a Ronin." Like that's really like this dude is like a legit Ronin. And then they named the book Ronin. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how he feels. He feels so Ahsoka to me, right? Like he feels so like zen and one, and he breaks out this red saber, and it's like, for me, I'm like, oh man, wouldn't it be dope if he had an Ahsoka moment where he just grabs the saber and just, you know, turns it off and just takes it from his opponent, and that's the first kill, and that's doesn't change or purify the crystal. Like that's just the one they use from then on out. Like, oh, that would be baller.
Dude, I'm looking at the publisher's summary right now on Wikipedia, and the first line in this very small little paragraph is, "It's hot." I don't know if you want to know this.
Go ahead. Here. Just give me a thumbs up when it's over. Go ahead.
All right, you ready for this, Hog? All right,
Full
listen to this. Listen to this. The Jedi are the most loyal servants of the Empire. 2 decades ago, Jedi clans clashed in service to feuding lords. Sickened by this endless cycle, a sect of Jedi rebelled, seeking to control their own destiny and claim power in service of no master. They called themselves Sith.
Bro, what?
Dude.
I heard Jedi Clan. That's the only thing I heard, and that's all I need.
Don't. Oh my god, though.
I'm gonna start reading it like immediate.
Fire, dude.
Bro. So yeah, like, wow.
I'm like, I gotta get my hands on this book.
There's an audio. There's an Audible. There's an Audible book. Yeah, there's an Audible. It's on Audible.
About that.
Yeah, I think. Honestly, I might try to finish it by Sunday, my guys. I might try to finish it by Sunday and have that be a nice centerpiece of the union goes on strike, yes or no, right? Because I'm going to be up till 12:01. Why not get into that?
Yeah, man.
You know? So why not have some fun on the? It'll be like the roller coaster, right? It'll be like the. And then 12:01, it'll be like.
Just crash and burn.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad. Senior Expressions just has me hyped. I mean, my girlfriend reads books while we're watching shit all the time, so I might just like TV's off for 24 hours, 36 hours, however. I mean, this is about the same size as Ahsoka.
Okay.
I mean, and I think it took me like a day. I couldn't put Ahsoka down. I'm still on my campaign. People, help a brother out. The SW Obsession on Twitter. I am hitting EK Johnson and Ashley and Rosario every week. 52 weeks. They're going to get 52 tweets from me. Help a
That's
brother out.
awesome.
Get on it.
Do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Based on your reactions, I literally can't wait to cry. I literally unboxed it 5 minutes before I jumped in the backstage with you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's not
This is the
that
type
those
of-
lines
Go
right
ahead.
there is something I've never heard. in
Yeah.
Star
Oh,
Wars,
I've
so,
never heard it described like that before. That's the thing. That's why I'm like,
Yep.
literally, as I was reading it while you guys were talking, I was like, I got chills reading it. I was like, I got to say something about this because it's right there, front
Dude,
of Wikipedia right now. So be
it
careful.
perfectly ambiguously describes the past without describing it.
Oh,
That's all I'll say.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's all I say.
Yes, if this kid is an orphan from a Jedi clan that got killed, I'm gonna light this bitch on fire. Yes. Yes. Oh,
man,
my
I
God.
can see his reaction now, man.
My imagination is just like, ah! You know what? I really like who's my guy that said it in the chat. Somebody's like, you should read it on stream. So here's what I might do, guys. I might
Definitely highlight it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna highlight it. We're gonna hit some passages, but yeah, maybe we'll Discord some stuff and G14 it for private group, or maybe we'll private stream it for
Some
the
bedtime
old
stories
school
with Star Wars obsession.
members. Yeah, maybe we might have to cheat the system a little bit. I can't read it. It's like it'll be like listen to a Wookiee read this. I'd rather R2 beep it out for you in Morse code than hearing my dyslexic ass try to read a book to an audience.
You just sit there, you just read it, you're just reading it silently, and just every once in a while I'll be like, oh shit.
Well, that's actually what I was going to do. I was actually thinking about doing an audio book in the Obsession Book Club on the Discord, and then reacting to it live at the same time. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. We'll have to see what's what. What's up, Matt Risman? I haven't seen you in so long. You got to get in here. We've missed you. Yeah, this is fire. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. So yeah, you guys heard the description. That shit sounded like it's fire. I am pumped.
Yeah, it's cool, but do we need it?
Oh, come on.
I'm just kidding.
Right now,
Brisbane's not here.
We need anything we can get our hands on this week, and I think starting Sunday, we're going to need it a lot more. To be honest.
Well, especially when something like Visions is able to kick off something like this. So we have new mediums, right, that are going to take on stories that we're interested in, that we want to see. So that's really one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is, what do I want to see more? Do I want to see more original stories featuring original characters, or do I want to see further adventures of known characters?
All of the above.
All of the above.
All.
I mean, Jedi Fallen Order, I loved the story and meeting a new character, and you know, there was lots of familiar faces and things involved, but I liked that I was following someone that I did not know his fate.
Yeah. Well, yes, and I loved that they closed it out without us knowing his fate. Right? So there has been stewing around the internet.
Oh boy.
The last couple of days.
Rumors. That's a shot. That's right before he runs into Saw Gerrera on that one level.
There are rumors, because Disney has been teasing this shit like crazy. Is that there is, I'm looking for the exact one right now, but there is here you go. Could be here we go. This could be something like it. Basically, everybody's talking about a December new game release, and the rumors are that it could be a Fallen Order 2.
Really?
Release
because
or announcement?
Well, you got to remember, 2022 is the last year they have exclusivity
for EA. Yeah.
Oh, so they're pushing it
because they're pushing with the other developers through Lucasfilm Games, and already, you know, we know Lego Star Wars got pushed back to, what is it, March or May?
For now.
Somewhere for now. It keeps getting pushed back. So,
well, no, I'm saying, but the strike could loom that longer.
It can loom that longer. That's right. That's another industry people got to keep in mind that is going to be impacted. Games are made like films now. So
Yep.
the worlds have basically become
both
one.
ways. Films
Yeah.
are made like games, and games are made like films.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, speaking of films that are made like games, this is like so off topic, but if you haven't yet, everybody go watch Free Guy.
No. Oh, it's so good.
It's one of my new favorite films, like in this world, because it was exactly what I needed right now. It was turn off my brain and just entertain me. And
There
it
were
did it.
still complaints about. I mean, there's complaints
always
about
gonna
this
be.
that Ryan Reynolds always plays the same character. I don't care.
I
He
don't
makes
care.
me turn
I
off my
watch
brain.
Ryan Reynolds to
I
see
love
Ryan
him.
Reynolds.
He's hilarious, right? The Hitman's bodyguard. He's Free Guy as a hitman. It's hilarious, right?
I went to somebody I work with. They're like, "Oh, what's it about?" I said, "Imagine Wreck-It Ralph meets the Matrix in a GTA game." And he was like, I have to go watch this.
That is a perfect rendition. That is a perfect description of that movie. It was fantastic.
It was.
It was absolutely fan-freaking-tastic.
And I guess it's sort of on topic because there are references to almost everything we all love. Star Wars included. And some cameo moments that are just
cover your ears, kids. If you don't want to hear it, cover your ears. Do what I did.
I'm not going to spoil that.
I'm gonna do it.
One of the best cameos I've ever seen in my life.
Fire.
Some of them were only voiceovers.
Dude, some of them were voiceovers. Some of them were just objects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah. Everybody go watch Free Guy. There's an early
I haven't seen
access on Vudu. Anyone who uses Vudu, early access release is on there. That's where I got it.
Well, and see, here's I'm so bummed out. This strike thing has so many fun things I had planned put on hold. I was so pumped. And I mean, take my ideas. I don't care. Everybody take my ideas. But for me, one of the things I wanted to do before the strike was looming was, as we got closer to Boba, for each new release, I was going to give away 5 year subscriptions to Disney Plus. So when Boba came out, I was going to do some raffling, give some, because not everybody has it. It's not in everybody's budget. So that's the goal. So hopefully everything pans out before Boba releases, but that's my goal. That's what I'm doing. For my tiny little community is I think we're gonna do 5 per release. So every time something's released from the time Boba is released, when Kenobi gets released, when Ahsoka gets released, we might do 10.
Oh,
that's my girl. But and then same thing for Andor. So anytime I think there's a new big live action release, I think that's the plan if they get their shit together.
Yeah.
Look, if this comes out let's say this all works out, right? We got to hope. That's all we can do. We have to hope, right? If this pans out come Monday morning, everything is smoothed out. It doesn't even have to be 100%. Just we got things in line here. We're heading in the right direction. Everyone is happy.
I mean,
we could be moving into a new golden age of media, like things coming together and being more positive. And I know this is a huge stretch and it's a leap of faith right now, but we talked about all the bad that will happen from this if it's not worked out. That's inevitable. If this doesn't work out, 100% everything negative we talked about will happen. But
I mean, I really hope it doesn't. Look, I know dozens of people that work in the industry. A family member of mine worked on the new Ghostbusters that's coming out. Right? There's people all over my background that are involved. I don't want any of this to happen. My goal is in my dream world, everything plans out because I got plans, baby.
Yeah, man.
I got plans. If Boba's the only thing we're gonna get, on time, Come on, my guys.
See, I didn't even think about this. If this makes you not use the Hoppa,
Oh my god, the hop.
I mean, how do I cancel YouTube? How do I do that?
Yeah. No, the hop is not going away. We're still going to try to bring joy into the community 100%. That's why I want to do giveaways. That's why we do that stuff. But yeah, I mean, for me, that's why we're doing the books. That's why I'm dying to get people like EK and Ashley and Rosario to just come spend 5 minutes with us. Actually, I want EK for a while because I got questions on that book. I got deep questions. Let's talk about how you wrote it. But yeah, I mean, I would love to talk to any of these people that are involved in some of the stuff that really, I mean, I can't say solidified because like I said, my Star Wars love goes back to when I was little and used to think the Fox lights on the entrance were lightsabers, right? That's how far back my love goes. But yeah, I mean, I don't want any of this to happen. I want all this stuff to come out because I got plans, man. I got things I want to give away. I got watch parties I want to do, and god damn it, I want to post X-Wing's money on my wall. I want his dollar. And Fatal J, if you're out there, I want your dollars on my wall. That's what I want. Or if I lose, which I don't think I will, I'll send you my hundreds. But I want your money on my wall. I have plans. I have frames made. I'm getting special cases with lights that say their names and everything. I have plans.
This guy's got a backlog.
He's already got it printed out.
I've got plans. Can't hang any art until their dollars are framed in the centerpiece of my art. Because I'm never going to spend those dollars.
Jesus, got a wall building up with this.
Yeah, man, I really, it really, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that by the announcement that some people got their head screwed on and said, oh shit, they're going to do it. And then Ronan, I mean, I am so excited for this. I just, you guys have me pumped with your reactions,
dude. That's going to be so good. And you mentioned earlier backstage, which was it? Ninth Jedi you mentioned was confirmed.
Yeah. So Vision's director, Kenji Kamiyama, I hope I said that right, confirms that the Ninth Jedi was a pilot episode. And
let's go.
And that the rest of the story he wants to do in a feature film.
Yes. 100,000% yes.
That's what was circling the universe today.
Go, dude.
So
now, could that be the start of EU live action films? What
dude, it could be the start of so much. I'm fired
think
up
about
off
it.
Of that.
If that, let's say that's the first, right? Which would be a ways off from, that has to be developed and everything, right? Let's say come 2025, we get our first live action EU film. And
I think it would be an anime film.
Bro.
I thought you were saying that you want to do live action. Okay. No, even that.
I think
even anime film.
An anime film.
That still opens up doorways, because when EU is successful, that's going to show current day Lucasfilm and Disney that, look, there is a massive audience for this and it will be consumed by the masses. You can make more. And that's where you can start to dive into stories from the old novels. You could, I mean, this would be 100% wishful thinking on my end because I'm just such a huge fan of it, but I would love a Force Unleashed film starring Sam Witwer.
Just give me take my money.
Yeah,
please take my money.
I would be in the theater every weekend. I want to watch this over and over.
I think we're more likely to get a Revan story before we get a Starkiller story.
Yeah, they're setting up the Old Republic.
And the only reason I say that is because there's already Revan sabers that are being sold in the Star Wars Disney Lucas platforms, whether that's the Galaxy's Edge or whether
Mm-hmm.
that's whatever, Black Series, anybody, but they're still sponsored by, they're still
Mhm.
authorized by Lucas and Star Wars. So, and Disney. So,
Yeah,
really,
they're already looking to push that character.
well, I mean, especially if KOTOR is on the rebound, right? If
Mhm.
there's a new KOTOR game, why not release them simultaneously and double your fun, double your pleasure, and get some double McGum, you know?
I think they're gonna do it
I love those
across
commercials.
all the timelines. They're gonna be
Mhm.
trickling out stuff from each time period because they're realizing that the fan base is that diverse. Like the lines have been drawn, bro. Like
Mhm.
you need to do something for the Revan fans. You need to do something for these fans that want the stuff from the Vision stuff, bro. Like
Yeah.
if I can get, like, seriously, give me live action BoJack Horseman, purple lightsaber, like that horse Jedi, bro. I need more of him in my life. His lightsaber color changed to the purple balance right in front of our eyes. Like he just snapped out of the Sith, the whole Sith everything.
Well, I mean, he even said in that blip that, you know, he let the others' darkness consume him, right? So the
Yeah.
others, as the others were slayed, his pull away from the light lessened,
Ooh, dude,
right?
yes.
That's what it
Everything
was.
about that.
That's why he explains it like that. He's like their darkness
Kept him there.
kept me in this.
That's so
And one by one, as the I say it wrong.
oh yeah, the Hargrave or
the Margrave.
Margrave,
As
yeah.
the Margrave and the other Jedi are slaying the Sith, you see his lightsaber transitioning further and further from red. And that's why when the Margrave says, "Stop, this isn't you," it's because he could see that their pull was what was keeping him in the dark.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was changing as he was fighting.
Yeah. So all that in live action. Yep.
Oh my god, that would be
hopefully they're going
incredible.
and they find her father.
Well, that would be the
restore
story.
The Jedi Order.
I think the first thing we would see would be immediately after that, them calling the Jedi Council, because they were trying to build a council of 9. That's what they were aspiring to. So when he called those Jedi, he already had 7 in the bank, right? Or 6 in the bank, right? He was calling for this, you know, because the little girl was kind of always supposed to be the 9th. So him being 7, her being the one that was coming in with the Sith being 8, and the Margrave being 9. Those are the 9 Jedi to rebuild the council, and that's what he was trying to do, was collect the 9 Jedi. That's why he tells her, you know, you're the 9th Jedi we needed to complete the circle and recreate the council. So that was kind of the cool. Yeah, that was kind of the in-depth thing there. The kind of the underlying tone, as far as I was concerned, was that I feel like she was always being groomed to be sort of the 9th, the last, you know, when she was ready. And I love that storyline where, you know, her saber's gray because she just doesn't have any pull to the Force until she's forced into it, and then it reveals her you know, true colors. I like that story. I like that story from the EU. I like that lightsaber style based on your Force energy. I think that's because the Jedi do channel it's a symbiotic relationship between Kyber and Jedi, or Kyber and Sith, right? It's symbiotic. You put in what you get out. So if your Kyber's red, it's bled. That's the only thing I don't like about the changing crystal, is there's no bleeding, there's no true intimacy with the Sith in darkening their crystal. That's the only thing that I'm not hip on, but I can look past that, because your true inner Force energy is being channeled into your Kyber, which gives your Kyber the color, which I like.
But if I take your blue saber from you and I'm holding it, does it turn green immediately, red, or is there still that connection between the user?
Only with those sabers that one sabersmith made, because he says it in the beginning. I
gotta rewatch
to show, or to
Man.
focus the energy of the crystal to show the color. That's what comes out of it. Like he says that
Yeah,
in
give me more of that
Yeah.
explanation. Give me
Right.
more of
that
like
whole
the
idea of having a
science.
swordsmith. That was incredible.
Oh, a sabersmith was
Mhm.
brilliant. The whole sabersmith thing was just was fantastic.
Mhm.
Dude, and if he's one of the only people that's able to build them in such a way that allows the crystal to open up to someone that way, that would be cool. And then the stakes for finding him would be that much more important, because then it removes the whole thing where you have to go find a Kyber. You have to find one that calls to you. This guy is kind of just like the MacGuffin that if he can make a saber around any Kyber, it bends to your will kind of more.
Well, that's the hook. That's why the Jedi hunters came for him, right? Is because he can make sabers without the force. Like he may be force sensitive. We don't know. We've never seen, but he is able to make these sabers without using the force, forging them by hand and making them unique this way. So
in theory, he might be force sensitive because she had a connection to the sabers.
Right.
Yeah. So that'd be
Hmm.
cool.
But yeah, I think there's let's see, we're gonna turn these on. Where are you? I want you on.
Yeah, we were pulling in that audio. Be careful.
No, I'm not. I'm actually
Oh, I
looking.
thought that was me before. I was like, "What's on?"
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the only one that can make sabers, if you're one of few in the galaxy that can make sabers, and the Sith have an abundance of Kyber, that's all they need, because those Sith were waiting for him to bring sabers. None of them had sabers.
Yeah.
They were just force users, dark side force users. So either they left their sabers, because it feels like in this time, sabers are an elusive.
Yeah.
What's the word? Elusive. Legendary. They're things of legend.
That was the thing.
Dude, you remember? Go
They
ahead.
hadn't seen a saber in however many years it's been. I mean, it seemed like they were like ages from the last time a lightsaber was held.
I believe in the EU and in recent Vader comics, Palpatine was gathering any sabers he could find and incinerating them. So if the order fell in this time frame, and whoever the Sith Lord was that had control at that time was able to just take every saber and destroy it, that would kind of explain why they've never seen them.
Well, yeah, the only two people in the galaxy that had sabers at the end of the Republic were Lost Jedi or the Sith. Everywhere else were black market items. That's why Asajj Ventress gets her new sabers when she turns from the dark and becomes a bounty hunter. She gets that yellow lightsaber, I think, on the dark side. So I don't know if Mom's in here, if you want to blow me up, Mom. But this is the scene here. And the little girl is, you can change the length on this one. And then he says, so it reflects the user's connection to the force, since the blade does not have any real color. So these are just, that's just a blip right there.
Yeah.
It reflects the user's connection. So that's the hook there. There's no bleeding at this point, because he says here they're tempered. All right, so we're gonna play this real quick, without audio, just with the
just the imagery. Yeah.
So she says, "Oh, you finished them," and it's really long, But then it shrinks to her. You can change the length.
Somebody brought up a really good point earlier about Mandalorian and filming and things like that. Well, they didn't bring up a point, but the crate dragon pearl.
Oh yeah,
you guys think that's going to show up again?
Oh, definitely. They're bringing that back from Kotor. Absolutely.
I remember in what was it, Galaxies? I added a crate dragon pearl to my lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's so cool about this Ninth Jedi, is that he is one person that can temper these kyber crystals, that can bend the will of these kyber crystals without using the force. We don't know if when they're in the kiln getting tempered, if he's using the force to keep them in a certain phase of
That'd be
whatever.
sick.
Yeah, so yes, they are, Justin. That's that's the rumor.
Hey.
The director mentioned today, or it was confirmed today, that the director said that the Ninth Jedi was a pilot, and that he would like to make a full-length film out of it, probably being anime, probably not live action, which would be baller, because then it could just jump right into what he went into. Yeah, so I think finding the swordsmith, the sabersmith, is a big deal. But I think the first thing we would see is the reconstitution of the council.
Yeah.
That's what the Margrave was trying to do.
The fact that he wants to lean towards making it a feature film rather than a series, to me, that tells me he's got this pretty well thought out already. Yeah,
that's for Charlie. Got it today, my guy.
Nice. That's what planning in advance looks like. It's like, because everything's becoming series now, but to aim at making it a feature film, that means I have a story to tell that has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, I just don't want this stuff to turn into like release the Kamayami cut. Like, just let these people do what they want to do.
Let creativity
I hope we get
happen.
more of I hope we get more of this stuff, man.
Well, and this
just
shows me that they're motivated.
Yeah.
This shows me that they're motivated to tell these stories, that giving these studios in Japan reign to tell their own stories gives us stuff like this, and this story could very well turn into another animated story, right? Yeah. We could get a full-length 2-hour movie of the Ninth Jedi, right? Maybe that first 30 minutes or 15 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever it was, is the first 18 minutes of the film. I'm down for that shit too. I'll rewatch that 18 minutes in a full-length film any day of the week. So, yeah.
I mean, hell, they kicked off the Clone Wars with the film.
Yeah.
That's how they kicked it off. And then when you dive into the Clone Wars series, you're thrown right in. You're in that first episode was what, Yoda with the clones, and you're just kind of in the middle of everything.
Well, I mean, first episode of Clone Wars, I mean, if you're watching it in release version, yes. If you're watching it in actual chronological
story arc order, that's different.
The Battle of Christophsis for 3 or 4 episodes, and then you jump around. But I mean, if you're watching it just by theatrical release, you jump right into Yoda and 3 clones against Asajj and a group of battalion of droids. So it just depends, man. So Charlie says the audiobook was amazing, and it felt like old school Japan narrated.
This dude's already finished the whole damn thing.
Yeah, of course he has, bro.
I can't. I'm jealous, bro.
I gotta get a copy.
GG, man. Shit.
Man, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to be hopeful for. Like I said, if they've already got Fallen Order 2 or another Star Wars style game in the can, and release date is December, then that's in the can. Then that's not at risk for the bullshit. Book of Boba, my guess is free and clear from the bullshit. So let's stay positive on that. We got a book that came out that we'll get to talk about and we'll get to break down. I'm sure some people will make some awesome animation to some of these scenes on their own and create some fanfics and all that. And maybe if this book does well, they'll give us a series, an animated series on this.
Not for nothing, Halloween is right around the corner. I hope to see tons of Vision stuff out there.
Oh, that would be great.
It's going to happen.
Dude, you would make a great Toby.
Me?
Yes.
Bro, give me that rocket jetpack.
Bro, you would make a great TOBY. Yes.
I was thinking my hair, I got to grow it a little longer, but
Oh,
Ronin.
actually, yes.
I'm looking
you
for
could
the
do
Ronin.
Total Ronin look with your hair.
I might have to. The COVID 30 is getting to me a little bit, but you know, and winter's coming too, so it's not helping
Winter
anybody.
is coming.
I gotta get back on the bike.
But can then you like, and when you go as Toby, can you team up with Star Wars Santa and he'll be Dr. Light?
Yes,
And you guys do a duo stream?
We're actually close enough. I think he's Ohio or something out there.
I'll
man.
pay for that stream.
Dude, I don't know. No, I'm not dressing up as that droid.
That's awesome. That droid's a Jedi.
Yes.
Moving on. Anyway.
So I have a question, actually, backtracking a little bit to KOTOR. I've never looked this up, so I honestly don't know the answer. But in canon, is Revan male or female?
Because the game let's trigger choice. The chat again.
Oh shit! Are you looking to get busted up?
I'm not looking at it. I'm curious if there was ever because you know what I'm wondering is if they move into having Revan canon in like film or whatever, and in any series or anything like that. Is it a he or she? Who is it? Like, because the game starts with you picking.
Well, that's the tricky part, isn't it? Because
but have there been books featuring Revan where it's confirmed male, or is this like, I don't know.
No,
I've never seen anything.
I mean, Revan's always been behind the mask in anything we've seen. I mean, in the game, yeah, it gives you an option, but that's how games are, you know, pick your character kind of thing.
Yeah. But we're adapting a game character. So if we were to have a KOTOR film, for example, the options are there. Like literally anyone could play Revan.
Just keep the mask on. Just keep the mask on.
Because that was that's the biggest twist of KOTOR. I mean, I don't mean to. I mean, this is spoiler territory for anyone who's never played KOTOR, but the character you pick is unmasked the whole time, and then you're revealed to be Revan. So I
hate everything about it, man. Even that little tease that we got of the character in the remake, the way they move, like I'm like everyone's watching every inch of that person move.
Oh, Justin, stop your social warrior shit.
No way they pass that opportunity.
Get the hell out.
You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't be against it. I think that would be. I don't think
I would be against it either.
It would be nice to see a female, powerful Jedi/Sith.
Yeah, man. Well. I want Asajj. I want
Asajj too. I just don't think they'll make Revan a female. I really don't.
I see Charlie saying Revan is Keanu Reeves always.
Dude, Keanu would make a bitch in Revan.
I just want Keanu in Star Wars somewhere.
He'd make a good Kanan Jarrus.
I agree.
He'd play a good Kanan Jarrus.
Ponytail like he did in Ronin.
Yep.
No, Justin, I love you. Don't leave. Yeah, I mean, you know, I would love Keanu to come and join us as either a Kanan, but I think he's got a lot on his plate with the new Matrix lineup, with the finishing of John Wick, all that. I think martial arts wise, I think that would be awesome because he knows how to handle so many weapons. He's so good as a swordsman. Like, there's so many good reasons why he would be awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those people that dark side picks up those skills. Yeah. Oh my God, Keanu is a Sith.
Put him in, throw him in Acolyte or something like that. He could play like a Darth Momin. I'm gonna champion Momin every chance I get because I want that guy. I need to know what time frame he's from because he was able to come back through that portal.
Well, and I agree with Justin here. Star Wars has never really, well, I mean, aside from Samuel and a couple of other big names in Star Wars, really they do pick a lot of no names, people without past, so they don't feel typecasted in something else. I think Sam's one of the only big actors that's come over that
sure
has had an extensive work, and even in that, I'm just waiting for him to be like, try it again, huh? You know, I'm waiting for it, like, you know, during a Palpatine fight. So I do agree with that. That don't have any real prior, maybe a couple commercials or something like that.
Keanu's very niche too. Like his fandom. He's had like his characters are very niche, and I agree with him too. I don't know if it would actually fit 100% in. Like I wouldn't be able to pull the Keanu out of the character. I guess
I don't think I would want
that
to.
makes sense.
I think
Right. So that's the thing. Like he's gonna have to be like like Matthew McConaughey when he's in a role, like just the charisma that comes across, like he'll have to play the shit out of the character for people to be like, that's not Keanu Reeves. That's this character that he plays in Star Wars.
I do think Keanu's a little better at that. I mean, I don't think he's the guy that was Bill and Ted, right? I don't think I think even now playing Ted was a stretch. Watching the new one,
Yeah, I heard.
He had to try real hard to get back into that because he wasn't that guy anymore. Right. He evolved as an actor, and yeah, he played the role well, but it felt that way.
It was mature Ted. Like it was, yeah. I love the film. I had a great time watching it.
A lot of fun.
But yes, you're spot on with that. It was because he's even. You look at Keanu Reeves. I don't know where the pinpoint moment was, but there's a moment where you could just pick a year where it's like you had Keanu, Speed, and Matrix 1, and then all of a sudden you have John Wick Keanu. Like you have, it's like he's two different people.
Well, yeah, I mean, the John Wick character he plays well because he's immersed himself in that since the Matrix, right? I see Neo in John Wick more than I see Speed or Bill and Ted Keanu in the current John Wick, right? Like, and I think that's what's going to be a little bit of a stretch is that this new Matrix movie is going to challenge him to have to go back in time a little bit, right? And not be the Keanu he's been for the last 10 years. He's going to have to go back further and rediscover that role to really do the character justice. I have a theory on the Matrix, on what the storyline is going to be there. If you're a Matrix person, you can cover your ears. I think when you see the robots dragging his body away on that floating platform, when they take him away at the end after he dies, I think they plug him back into a pod, and basically he has amnesia in the Matrix. And every now and again, he like sees a glitch in the Matrix, but he goes to therapy thinking that he's got a symptom of his amnesia.
Yeah, agreed.
I like that idea. Yeah.
He's too powerful to let roam free, and like they can't, for whatever reason, they cannot just kill him because
I think
he will return in another form.
That's the thing. He's been born again before how many times?
It's very Avatar. You have
to know where he's at, and they're just going to keep him there.
It's very Avatar. You have to keep the chosen one locked in a body that isn't trained in order to keep him from becoming the next Avatar, right? In order to keep him from dying and reincarnating into the next Avatar. It's the same principle. You're keeping the body, you're keeping the soul in the body to keep it from evolving into the next evolution of itself, right?
He's in a sunken place.
Right. So instead of keeping him trapped in like the train station, they just didn't give him his memories back, and he has amnesia. And the next generation of Morpheus and all those characters are going to release him again from the Matrix and reinstate his memories. That's where I kind of how I feel like that is going to go. And for that reason, I don't think Keanu will come to do any Star Wars because he has so many franchises already on his shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be fair to him to say, hey, come play this epic character that people are going to judge the shit out of you on.
Exactly. Let me go finish this John Wick Chronicle.
Yeah, let me go finish this John Wick, kills the world.
He's not hurting at all, guys. Like he does not need, we need him. He doesn't need us.
Yeah, for real. So I think he's just going to stay on that Matrix Wick money for a while. And ride that train rather than coming in and playing a character that he could absolutely play. But I think
I love talking about castings, bro. Did you hear about the guy Camille I'm terrible with names. He plays one of the Eternals.
Yeah, the Adam Warlock, right?
No, this is the guy. So he's the Bollywood guy in Eternals. He has supposedly been cast as a substantial role in Kenobi, and I know you don't want to hear too much, but it's a form of a character we've not seen before. So it's a type of Star Wars character we're familiar with, but we've never seen one like this.
Yeah,
Pretty dope. And he was talking about being super hyped for it.
It's hard to
I know you don't want to speculate, but what the hell kind of force for you? Maybe not even a force user, but I don't know what kind of Star Wars character we haven't seen before, but we feel familiar.
What I miss?
The guy who is, I'm terrible with names. He's the Bollywood person in the Eternals trailer. He's cast in Kenobi, and he was just talking about his role being very substantial. And supposedly it is a type of Star Wars character we have seen in the past, but not exactly like this.
Inquisitor?
So there's rumors of Inquisitors, but this sounds like something different. I'm not sure. But I'm getting more and more hyped by the minute. And there are leaks out there that are supposedly, dude, bro.
Plug the leak.
The dude, trust me, bro, is out there. So radio silence. That's my opinion. If you don't want to avoid everything.
Well, and I'm trying. It's tough. It's like running away from candy or something. It's like I just can't run fast enough.
I look at it as like at this point I've made it this far. If I run into something, I'm like, I gave it my best.
That's how it starts, bro. 3 months from now, you'll be on every Reddit looking for him. It's addicting.
Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil my Kenobi. Kenobi is the one I'm trying not to spoil. Obviously, Kenobi and Ahsoka are the two I'm trying to really not spoil. But I think they're going to keep Ahsoka real under their hat.
Yeah,
I think
hope so.
Kenobi's got so much hype that it's keeping everybody so focused on that. And I think the Ahsoka flick might skate under the radar a little bit. And
I think there's a couple that are gonna surprise us. Like we're all talking about the main characters, but I keep talking about the Acolyte, Rogue Squadron, even
Andor.
Like, I'm hyped for all that. Andor, I heard Andor has over 200 named characters that you will recognize or be able to find in Easter eggs and things like that.
I mean, it's original trilogy territory. There's gonna be
that's a
tons
lot
of
of characters, dude.
I
read
that they're gonna do some Saw Gerrera stuff.
That'd be great.
There's gonna be some Saw Gerrera stuff. There's gonna be some Senator, the lady with the short hair,
Mon Mothma.
Yeah, her. There will probably definitely be a Leia sighting.
Yeah,
even if it's just the back of her while she's talking to somebody else.
Dude, Millie Bobby Brown, and I'll keep saying it. I want her to play young Leia
as Leia
in Kenobi, in anything, bro. Like I think she could do it. I really like her.
Justin is lost is making me take a step away with his Ahsoka better have Hayden in it. It just makes me want to vomit.
Well, he is a Force ghost, bro.
No. Their connection was broken. No. I don't want to
really.
No.
Really?
No. I mean,
she came back around. She's more balanced now. She has a staff and everything.
I mean, the biggest tip of that scale was her fight against Vader. And
but listen, bro, she is old as ever. That Dave Filoni sketch of her on top of the tree with her tendrils to her feet, to her literal feet, like she has run into Anakin Skywalker. Like it's going to happen. I'm sorry.
I really hope not.
Why? You really do. I don't think we've ever had this conversation.
I do. I really don't want that Force Ghost scene.
You don't want her to have closure or joy.
No, it's not that. She has come to grips with who he was when they had their fight, right? So this is a lot of the hate I got with my who wins Vader or who wins Luke or Ahsoka, right? I got a lot of comments and fun stuff. And
Dude.
So there was a lot of this and that. And one of the things that I continuously went to was that the first half of their battle, she was trying to take his head off. Literally.
She didn't know who it was.
The last time when she comes running at him and slashes across his helmet, she's trying to take his head clean off its neck, right?
Mhm.
Because to her, that's the rumor of who killed Anakin. Right. In the galaxy, the ongoing rumor is that he even told Kenobi, which is, I'm sure, got around the galaxy because it's a rumor mill, and that he killed Anakin Skywalker. So to her, that is vengeance. Right. That's why that one scene hits me right in the bottom of my heart.
Mhm.
When he tells her that's not the Jedi way, just like he did when he was her teacher. Well, that's not the Jedi way, young lady. And she says, I am no Jedi.
Mhm.
And tries to take his head clean off until he says her name. And then she turns back into a 14-year-old girl in a millisecond.
Yep.
And from then on out, she was not trying to win the fight. She was defending to not hurt her former master.
She even says at that point, she's like, I'm not going to leave you, not again.
Right.
This is it.
So why don't you want them? So why does that lead you to
for me, I don't want to see. She cut herself off after that, right? So she took a lot of time off and released herself from the world and hid on Malachor, away from everything, right? And so if she was going to, so he couldn't feel her because
she got pulled through that portal right in that moment too, right?
Well, when he was going to strike her down, she gets pulled into the world between worlds, and then she gets dumped back out.
Yeah, so that completely changes her whole perspective of everything.
I think so. I think right there she realizes that we're so small, right? Like this is so much bigger than all of us. Right. The fact that time can be manipulated through this thing. And then she realizes she is a woman out of time. She was supposed to die there. She knows she was supposed to die there.
For sure.
And if she leaves, Vader and the Emperor feel her. So she lives in this world of darkness without going dark for a lot of years until she comes out to get Sabine. Right. So at that point, the rebellion's over. Right. Luke's beating everybody. They're on the hunt for Ezra. I don't need Anakin talking to her in the hunt for Ezra. Right?
So when she passes away, is she not going into the light side of the Force?
I don't know. Because
in my mind, like, she's more Jedi now than probably she's ever been. And that we will also probably see Obi-Wan Kenobi ascend to this level or speak with Qui-Gon, who has an understanding of how to ascend to this level. Yeah. And I just feel like there's no way in hell Filoni's going to let this little kid that he created and grew through all of this not see a Force ghost, or at least become one and then meet him.
I would hear her
as
I'm down for that at the end.
Okay.
Right. I'm down for him to show her the way that Kenobi showed Anakin at the end.
Hell yeah.
But I don't want them having dialogue every day. I don't want that Force Ghost Anakin being
I don't want that.
I don't want that. If you're gonna give it to me on her deathbed, dying like Yoda,
and we're gonna weep.
Or giving herself up for an apprentice, or to show Ezra, right? To show Ezra that being dark isn't kind of Ben transitioning in front of Vader for Luke, if that happens and he is telling her moments before she gets struck down, how joint, give me your hand. Trust me, Snips, give me your hand.
Mm.
I'll weep like a bitch. I'll cry like a
Give me
little
all of
fucking
that,
boy.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
But I don't want sidekick Anakin Force Ghost.
See, I don't think we'll actually get that. I think, if anything, and I tend to agree with who said it? Darth Waven said it. Said, I want Luke to explain it, but I don't want that meeting.
Exactly. I don't want Luke.
I
and
don't think
Ahsoka
we need
meet
to
at all.
see them talk about it. I think
No.
it just needs to be implied that they talked about it. Because
I
if Luke
think-
meets Ahsoka, of course he's going to tell her.
Yeah, and I don't want to see that. I want to see if you show me Anakin, if you show me Hayden, I want it to be grabbing her hand at the end of her life. Right?
Hmm.
Come with me, Snips. Trust me one last
lifting
time,
her up.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you
I
know,
think we do get verification, or we have verification already that she did become one with the Force, because we do hear her at the end of Rise of Skywalker. She's one of the voices. So is
Ding, ding,
Kanan.
ding.
So is everybody was in that, just not on screen. But
Yeah.
because
So
I did it once, I
yeah.
turned on the subtitles. If you turn on the subtitles, every Jedi is listed as they speak in that end scene.
Where
There's
I
a lot.
go put to
well, I
push
mean, at
back
that
to
point,
that is
she's
that she may
150
have
years old.
right, and she may have access to the world between worlds. I know that triggers some people, but if
That's true.
anybody has access to it, potentially it's her, and that she is actually in there speaking from there.
See,
Because I
kinda
really
hope-
do believe
I hope
that
Ezra is the only one that can access it.
I believe Ezra is the only
Yeah.
one. I believe that. So because Ezra and Luke and Leia were born on the same day, right? On Empire Day. Well, actually,
Yeah.
technically, Ezra was born on Empire Day, and Luke and Leia were technically what, a day after, something like that. Like not
I'm bad at that.
technically, but
I'm bad at that stuff.
I believe that in theory, all of them were born on Empire Day. And I believe that because so many Jedi were purged, that there was so much Force energy, right? Because for every light side action, there's a dark side reciprocation. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So Plagueis manipulates the midichlorians to accomplish an experiment, creates Anakin Skywalker, right? And
But
that's
didn't know Grogu was coming.
but didn't know Grogu and him were born on the same day, right? So again, sometimes there are 2 or 3 born at the same time, right? So I believe, although Luke is the chosen one, well, technically Luke and Leia, but that splits some threads we're not going to pull at. Ezra was given a lot of special abilities that we don't see in a lot of Jedi, and specifically his ability to talk with the animals.
Yep.
And to manipulate the Force to feel and manipulate their actions. But I believe the world between world access isn't for everybody, because if somebody as powerful as Palpatine is at an entrance inside of the Jedi Temple, which I believe there is an entrance in the restricted section of the Jedi Temple, if he is sitting there with his cauldron doing his Sith meditations and his Sith spells and cannot open that door with all of his power and all of his knowledge, but this young, untrained Padawan can jump into this world with ease and figure out something that no one has figured out, I really think it's something special about Ezra Bridger. And again, I did a video on this, but I think Ezra actually destroyed the world between worlds, or at least destroyed the ability to open the gates when he because there were the three idols. The daughter opened the gate. The son, in my theory, is a self-destruct, and the father's hand was to just close the gates, right? So if Ezra would have activated the father's hand instead of the son, it would have just closed the gate, allowing anybody to open it from any portal out there. But because he initiated the son's palm instead, that it actually self-destructed the bridges in the world between worlds.
Now, I don't know if my understanding is simpler, but I just always took it as like, okay, he is a Jedi who was born here, from here, has a much stronger connection to the planet itself. That's why the portal opens for him. And had Palpatine, like say Palpatine found the dark side nexus on Octo, maybe he could have accessed it from there.
Well, but he's been looking.
He's just wrong place, wrong time.
He's been looking for this for so long. He's
Mhm.
so much more powerful and knowledgeable because he has access to all the Jedi archives, all the Sith archives, anything and everything related to the Force is at his disposal everywhere. So
I think it'd be cool if they also explained in the future that because of the Force and the will of the Force, that someone like Palpatine, although that is his greatest want, he actually never could access it.
And that's why Ezra is so important to him. That's why he doesn't
Right,
have
he
Han
needs a
kill him,
Jedi.
is he needs Ezra specifically
Yeah, okay.
to open the portal for him. That's why when he was doing all the spells, right, he could get his Force, I want to call it tentacles, but let's call it smoke, fire, flames.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It is, right? His Force energy is thrown through the portal to grab either of them, but he can reach Ahsoka, but he doesn't. He grabs for Ezra with his Force energy,
and with the fire.
And as soon as he grabs Ezra's ankle, Palpatine's hand starts coming through the portal, and as he's pulling him closer, he's getting further and further in. And then Ahsoka cuts the fire, and he snaps back, and it hurt him. So for me, that just shows me Ezra is unique. He needs Ezra to show him the way into the world between worlds. And so with, he could have grabbed Ahsoka. There are many other Jedi that he had captured and brought to the temple for torture or information or whatever, that I'm sure he tried to get them to open the portal, but they couldn't. Right. And so I just feel like Ezra's extra special.
Yeah. And the reason why I think World Between Worlds is definitely going to be a thing is her show's title clearly has some World Between Worlds calligraphy or mapping. Maybe that mapping could be the mural. That'd be cool too if she revisits the mural of the father and that kind of stuff.
It's gone. That whole temple.
So if she can travel through the portals and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think her
that's
show is going to be bonkers.
I
don't
think
know if people are really going to like her show if it involves the World Between Worlds.
I think it's going to be. I think the artwork might be a little bit red herring, to be honest. I think it's a little early and premature. I think the artwork that they put out might just been a little bit of a throw as to put something out there, because she was in the World Between Worlds with Ezra. But I genuinely hope that they don't use the World Between Worlds. It's too much of a temptation to change time, to change story. I don't want a multiverse of Star Wars. I know a lot of people want this concept of what ifs and this and that. I personally don't. The
one thing that Palpatine was after, though. There's a guy in the Rebels show talking to Sabine. He's the architect.
Yeah.
And he said that I don't remember the exact line, but whoever controls the power of the World Between Worlds will
controls
have
the universe.
Infinite universe. Yeah, man. So,
and that's why
I think is something that's not going to be a line that we should forget.
Well, and that's why I genuinely think that Ezra, I think Sabine put the puzzle pieces together. So I hope that there is a conversation in the Ahsoka show between Ahsoka and Sabine, because Sabine was the only one there working with Ezra on this the whole time, that Hera or Zeb, Chopper, obviously he's a droid, so he can really
Chopper,
my fave.
I hope we get more of him, bro.
Oh, the murderous guy on Rebels, by the way. More kills,
body count,
more body count than anybody else on that show. But I think that we're going to see Ahsoka and Sabine hopefully in the first couple scenes where Ahsoka says, "Where's Ezra?"
Dude, I hope the first scene is like them like the camera inside the ship and then walking onto the ship from the
Mhm.
the end of the epilogue. Like,
Yeah.
it needs to.
I
There'll be
hope
no
so.
reason.
Actually, I hope that somewhere along the way it leads to Ezra training Hera and Kanan's son.
Yo, isn't that a Mandalorian ship that they get on,
No, that is actually that is
or a prequel era?
no, that's a
Something?
prequel era ship.
It's
That's
At the end of Rebels when
Yeah.
Ahsoka and
Mhm.
Sabine leave. Yeah, I think
That's
that
a
was a
Mhm.
prequel era.
that's like a
That's sick.
prequel era Jedi, like prequel
Mm.
Jedi ship. That's actually
So
something.
she has seen some shit, dude. I'm
That's
telling you.
actually the Jedi. If I'm not mistaken, and please chat correct me, but I thought those were the
They
kind
will.
of ships the Jedi used before the war, before they got their battle crew or their battle shit. I'm
Yeah,
so bad with the ships, guys.
for sure. For sure.
The Jedi fighters.
X-Wing's not here.
X-Wing's not here to correct us. He's too busy
Sorry.
getting ready for his big wedding day tournament.
We
Um,
have failed you.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that those were pre-clone. I'm pretty sure she was in a pre-Clone War ship,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
let's go.
And if that's the case, then whoever came and got her from Malachor,
It was a T6 shuttle.
what
Yeah,
timeline
it's
was
a
it?
T6.
This is a what does this say? It's got like this like
He's
vertical.
onto it.
It's almost
Um,
like Mandalorian, because doesn't it go like
That's
it's
what I got
almost
hints of.
It
it's
can,
al-
I believe it can flip. Let me see if it says
does.
anything about it.
here we're gonna watch.
Ooh, it
this.
has like a stationary cockpit, like the
It's-
slave one.
Like Slave One.
Like
Yep.
Slave One, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I don't.
All Wikipedia says is it's the ship. It's the ship that Ahsoka and Sabine used to begin their search for Ezra.
Ah,
That's
shit.
all
It
it
has a
says
name,
about it.
but anyway.
Well, not even
It's-
it has a name. It has
And it's
a
actually titled Ahsoka Tano's T6.
Oh, that bums me out.
Yeah.
Maybe she found some stuff and had to put it back together.
No, I'm honestly
stranded.
like I'm kind of hoping that it's that she gets found by somebody like super old school and gangster that comes in, like she's got a beacon, because she's on Malachor shipless.
Yeah, like we got to know how she gets off.
So I really feel like there's a moment that we're going to see of her coming off of Malachor, and after Vader's dead. I would like to see a moment of her meditating in the Malachor on Malachor and feelings. Yeah, so here's Mom, I don't know if you're there, but here's the shot of it flying.
That was the one I was just pulling up.
Yeah.
That's the shot of the X-Wings escorting. Here's the X-Wing engines whoosh. There we go. They're escorting. So this looks a lot like I said, I just feel like I've seen this style of ship prequel, like in the first.
Yeah, you said that to begin with. You said Clone Wars. Yeah,
maybe pre-Clone Wars.
I mean, it's very B-wing like, but it's but that whole middle section is stationary, and the wings rotate around it like Slave One, like you were saying, Hawk.
Yeah. So I mean, in this, and there it is. So maybe it doesn't rotate because it's not rotated
that front section right there that we're looking at to the right of it.
Oh,
I think that's
it's
the
actually
stationary part.
Is it just hovering by that ledge?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I mean. It doesn't rotate, so it might not.
Her tendrils, they show on purpose how long they are.
Well, they are slightly shorter in the new in Mandalorian. They're slightly shorter, but
that was for.
If you look at her clothes, real close, she's wearing the same gray that she was in Mandalorian. The only difference in her clothes is the beads that she's wearing during the fight with Thrawn's lackey. But if you really look at her when she's standing there, I think this moment is immediately after her fight, and when she met Mando. I think that white Beskar staff, I think she found on that planet and brought that for Sabine, not knowing that she has Ezra's lightsaber. So I think one of the first scenes would be so baller is what you were saying. They're walking towards the ship together, and Ahsoka just says one question to Sabine: "Where's Ezra?"
And she just pulls out the lightsaber and hands it to her.
And then Sabine's gonna say, "I don't know," or "He's later, Charlie," or tell her the story. Right? She's gonna be like, "He disappeared with Thrawn. We have to go find him." And then she's going to say, well, here's a Beskar staff. You might need this. And it would be baller if she pulled out Ezra's lightsaber and was like, I don't need it. And then she's got his lightsaber for him, basically. Like, she's learned to use it in the time that Ezra's gone.
The fact that they have that is dope. Because now all they need is a Force user who knows psychometry, and he can touch that, bro, and he'll be able to find him.
Like a Cal Kestis?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't going there, but I'm telling you, like, pull the trigger, Disney. Pull the trigger.
Bro.
Yeah. And, you know,
bro, he would be an older guy, too. He'd be like in his 40s, my guy. Because, you know, he was what, in like 18, maybe? Maybe 19 when we see him in Fallen Order.
Yeah.
We can get what's the actor's name? I always forget his name. He played Joker in Gotham. He's him. He's Cal Kestis. It's his likeness. Get him for the show.
Yeah.
17. There you go. Cal Kestis was 17 at Fallen Order, and that was when right at the prime of Vader's Inquisitors. So fast forward, I don't know what, let's call it
Cameron Monaghan.
Monaghan.
I confuse him with Will Coulter, who is the guy that was cast as Adam Warlock.
So what are we calling? Fallen Order is what?
It's
7,
6 years after Order 66.
6 years.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
5 years, 6 years.
So 7 years. 19 years was the Empire, right? So you're talking about 12 more years of Kyle Kestis on the run till he could meet up with a potential Ahsoka Sabine. That would
give me it.
That's one hell of a trio right there.
Take my money. Not even a trio, just to see a live action BB-8, bro. I'm out.
Yep.
Oh, you mean
his droid,
droid, BD1. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah. I want BD1.
Give me a live action BD1 and take my money already.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, they have a moment where like Ahsoka starts getting hurt. She gets like hits by something, and BD1 just flies in with a med pack.
Go.
Just shoots out.
Take my money, or he's on Cal's back and like he walks over to her and you hear him say, "Give me a stim," and he grabs it and like puts it in Sabine or Ahsoka. Like, bro, take my money.
Guys, listen. People's heads are gonna explode if we put med packs in the movies.
Yeah, man. And all the ponchos. He's got to have all his ponchos.
People literally can't get over the fact that a dyad can heal each other. We cannot put med packs in at all.
Come on.
No.
So Daryl says he'd be close to 50. I could get behind that. Ahsoka being old lady Ahsoka and an old man Cal Kestis with his crew of the Ghost doing good deeds across the galaxy. Come on. I just don't know if somebody like Cal Kestis could dodge Vader for a dozen years.
I mean,
like Vader's like a dog on a hunt.
I think they're gone. I think they're gone, bro. They're Outer Rim, unknown. Like they are gone.
At that point, Vader's got bigger fish to fry. Cal runs from him. The bigger
He's
threat
following
was
the Force.
The bigger threat was what's her name? The one that put up the Force bubble.
Seer.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like Vader's like a dog on a hunt. He won't stop searching until he gets the Jedi that he's after, right? Like he's he never quits,
Oh.
right? He's relentless. So
Mm.
dodging Vader for a dozen years in his Inquisitory, that's good. That's a tough
There you go.
pill, man.
Stanley's, you got the perfect point there. IG-11 used the back to spray on Mando.
Yeah.
BD1, stim
Med
pack.
Yeah.
Med
I stand corrected. Never mind. No. Full send on the med packs. I'll take one actually.
Take my money. Yeah, I guess Daryl's right. And after New Hope, after that year, he was obsessed with Luke. So, you
Mhm.
know,
And I'm
and he was
curious,
obsessed with Kenobi until,
That's what I was gonna say.
you know, so, you know, maybe Cal Kestis could have dodged, you know, with the other rebels. And I just feel like they made a
He had
big
bigger fish to
flare.
fry.
You know, but how baller would it be if it's Cal Kestis that comes to get Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh
Yo,
my
so hear me
God.
out. She drops
Bruh.
the saber. Like she has dropped possessions of her purposefully, like in areas where they're discovered. All he would have to do is like touch one of her past possessions. Like
Well,
he's key.
yeah.
And the fact that they cast an actor, like I
Yeah.
don't think we can overlook that stuff.
That's tons of potential right there when you do
Yeah.
that. Same
Mhm.
thing back in the day before
I think there
everything
was a
changed.
plan.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
There was so much potential there until things took a
I still think
very
there's
different
tons
turn.
of potential for Sam now with all the de-aging that they can do and
Yeah.
taking Sam and making him a young Star Killer. You know, because the
Mhm.
argument with Star Killer is that he's always been too overpowered. And I don't agree. He lost in the first one, he lost in the second one. He's gone through the hero's trials of losing love and facing your
Yeah.
fears and facing the enemy. I don't think anything's off the table anymore. I really don't. I think at one time a lot of these stories, and I think with the success of Kenobi, I think the success of Kenobi and Boba really could set a fire to Starkiller. I would love, love if they had Cal Kestis make a cameo in Ahsoka, bringing her
Yo,
a ship,
Mhm.
rescuing her from Malachor. Maybe he goes to Malachor to find some kyber crystals or something. I don't
the
know,
chat.
Oh,
The chat.
because
The
that
chat
feels
saying some things I
littered.
want to address.
we got.
Lord Crit said that Cal Kestis is going to get killed by Vader. I would actually be okay with that, but it can't be anybody else.
I figure it would. Yeah, it would have to be Vader or the Emperor.
And Dat Boy Steve is saying that Cal bolted as soon as Vader showed up, but I recall him having some smart ass thing to say, and he like ignited his saber like he was ready, like go time. He was ready to fight
Yeah.
Vader at first.
Cal faced the fear of Vader.
Yeah,
If
so
Vader is-
he bolted for sure, but not right away. Like
Not
he was
right
ready.
away.
He was all in.
I mean, okay, but here's the thing: you have no choice but to bolt in the game, or you die, right? So
Yeah.
literally, if
Cutscene, he's trying to fight it.
you know you're trying to fight him, and then BD1 saves you by hitting Vader right before Seer shows up, but
Mhm.
ultimately, Cal's down to fight. I'm not afraid of you, right? And kind of like Ezra. Well, I'm not afraid of you. Well, then you'll die braver than most.
Mhm.
Because everybody else is afraid of me, right? So I feel like Cal was down for the fight. Seer saved them both,
Yep.
right? Because she knew Vader. The longer you play, it's like a grandmaster in chess. The longer you play, the deeper into the water you are. You don't realize it, but the undertow is actually dragging you into the deep end real fast. And so she knew we can't play with this guy. We can play with all his underlings. This is the one, these two guys at the top, you can't play with these guys. They're kind of like in the Matrix, right? When you see an agent, you run,
Mhm.
right? It's kind of like, that's kind of the school that Seer is. Cal doesn't fear him because he doesn't fear fear. Seer fears fear. Wow, that was a lot of fears. And so Cal's not afraid of it. Seer is, because she's been pulled to the dark side, right? There's a different dynamic there, and she knows we got to go. So I would love to see, even if that would be so much more poetic if all of the rest of his crew is dead and Cal is the only lone survivor.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's like on the hunt to find more kyber crystals or something. And here's a rumor that there are hundreds of kyber crystals littered the fields of Malachor from the fallen war between the Sith and the Jedi. And who does he find but the greatest gray Jedi ever? And I know that term pisses people off. Gandalf the White of Jedi.
Well, maybe there's another, because Dat Boy Steve just dropped Quinlan Voss has entered the chat. So
he was in episode 1 on Tatooine. A lot of people don't know about that.
What's his special? Is he not? He's not psychometry too, right?
No, he's not psychometry, I didn't think. Or maybe he is.
I swear to God, it's the same shit. Actually.
It might be the same shit.
Like they both touch objects and feel where the
that would be cool, because we lost Quinlan Voss. We lost track of Quinlan Voss. We never hear of his death. He literally falls into the background. It's hard to not notice a dude with a yellow stripe across his face, but I mean, there's a lot of potential out there. Cal Kestis opens a lot of doors, even with Fallen Order 2. If they don't kill him in Fallen Order 2, and I would like to see a broken Cal Kestis,
like that Jedi that he fought in the game.
No.
I mean, twisted up.
I mean, like more like Obi-Wan in the desert, just kind of a little broken.
What's with all these sad Jedi, bro?
It's
they
a
just
dark
get
time.
sad. They just get
dark
sad
times.
and they just go
Before
hide.
the dark times. Before the
Empire.
Right?
Know, but it's like Cal at the end of the game says he's gonna let the Force guide them. They destroy that, holocron with the list of Force sensitives on it. And that was the whole thing that Vader. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the whole thing. Vader's was his mission. It's just
he's
wipe
not a
out
child
all these Force users.
Right.
But yeah, so Cal is definitely letting the Force guide him. And if
I would love to
guides
see
him to hide, then for sure.
Yeah. Oh, but I would love to see like Ahsoka and Ezra and Sabine. They're up on like a platform or something, and they're just like in the shit right there, and things are going bad. And the Mantis just comes flying in. That side ramp comes down, and just like Seer, he reaches out and yells, "Jump!" And they hop on the Mantis and hop.
You gotta look up this actor that I'm talking about from Eternals, because the bro could play Quinlan Voss. He could be this character that he's describing that we've seen, but not this type. Like
the one we're talking about for Kenobi.
This is I'm gonna look it up. He's the Eternals actor
but he's confirmed in Kenobi, right?
Yeah, and he just dropped like an interview where he said his role is substantial, and that it's a type of Star Wars character that we know of, but we've never seen them like this before. So
he's a Tusken Raider that Kenobi becomes
yes. Force sensitive Tusken. I'm down.
It becomes the odd couple.
I mean, there's a lot of potential. Cal Kestis is, if they don't kill him in Fallen Order 2, if all of his friends are gone, and he's just like kind of like Luke, just looking for Force objects through the galaxy, and he hears about what happened on Malachor and goes looking and finds Ahsoka, that would just be baller. Because who better to I mean that's a dynamic duo of awesome right there. Mr. Psychometry and then you put her, who's an amazing, so that would be, oh man, that would be so cool. An amazing dual saber like Ahsoka, who is so good with 2, showing Cal Kestis how to use 2 sabers efficiently. Bro.
That'd be
what
sick.
better teacher, bro? Oh my god.
It's all got to build to something too, though. Like if you bring all these Jedi together, like
it is,
we don't see them now. So it's like, what is the threat that could possibly take any of them out? Is it going to be Vader that just ends everybody? And Kenobi is literally one of the last Jedi, and he kills him too.
No.
Yeah, I mean.
No, because
are there any survivors?
We see Ahsoka after Vader's gone during Mando times, so she survived. There's no reason Cal Kestis couldn't survive. Again, I think she survived because she was hiding, like Yoda. Finding a dark place to fly under the radar.
I like that.
Same thing with Mace Windu. If Mace is alive, which there's no reason he couldn't be unless he was passed out on the journey down, right? It's a long way to fall to be passed out. But if Mace is alive, I would like to have seen Mace hiding in the Sith temple under the Jedi temple, or have found a dark planet like Yoda to lay low in until the dark times are over.
Yeah.
Dude, Mace
But I
Mace
also like-
Windu hiding out in the Sith temple under the Jedi temple.
See, he could handle it though because he
Give me that.
he
Give me
was
that.
able to balance the two sides.
I see. But could he only balance the two sides with the pull of the other Jedi keeping him in the light?
Like, let's go. Just
Right?
run with that,
With
Star Wars.
somebody-
Just
see,
take
with
that
somebody-
concept.
Of the light of Yoda by his side nonstop, keeping him from falling constantly, keeping him
Yeah,
in the
man.
light with just his presence, right? But then Yoda and all the other members of the council and every Padawan is gone, and all of a sudden, Mace doesn't want to play the nice guy anymore. Mace
What
wants
if he
to get
was
his hands dirty and goes into that temple because he knows it's there, and he goes into that temple to study and gets real, because that's what I want to see. X-Wing and I have been through this already. I want to see Dark Mace Windu in Kenobi, finding Kenobi and saying, how could you protect the son of the man that destroyed the Jedi?
Yeah.
Skywalkers must end. I am here to end them. And Kenobi tells Mace, if you want the boy, then this is how it goes.
Your
And
move.
lights his lightsaber to protect Luke from Mace.
Mace Windu could have discovered any kind of knowledge down there too, dude.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
could have
Oh, there
discovered
is
he could have
so much.
discovered what's actually going to happen in the future and known everything too. So,
We're going to ASMR this because I don't want the rest of the world to hear it. What if, because
Lucasfilm.
Mace Windu got hit with Force Lightning, that now he can issue Force Lightning?
Ooh. I like that.
I
like
thought
that.
he could already. Couldn't Mace do the what's the other term? What's
Judgment?
the
Force
judgment?
judgment? No,
Wasn't
that was
Mace one that could do that?
no, it was my guy that died in the plane in his Jedi fighter.
Plo Koon?
Wolf. Yep, it was Plo. Plo
Mm,
did Force judgment.
Ooh, I love Plo Koon.
yeah.
But what if Mace got struck by, because that was the thing, right? You couldn't do Force Lightning until you had experienced Force Lightning, right? So like that was like almost a rite of passage. I thought like Dooku got hit with it by
Apprentice,
power
let me show you something.
Yeah, and then after that, you could be taught how to do it. I thought that was the rule. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. You guys are good at that shit.
No. This way, a little bit. Right
But,
here, right
but
there.
I think that because Mace got such a dose of it, that when he goes down into those temples, he learns how to use it. And I would love to see that be the first thing he does before he even ignites a saber. Like, the Skywalkers must die. And he's just like, "Gah," and Obi-Wan's like, no, we don't play those games. I know too much about the Force. Let's pull your saber out. Let's try. Dooku tried the same thing.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Maybe. But that's what I want. I
I read
want
that a time or two.
I want Mace. I want dark Mace
Dark Mace would be
to come
badass.
after Luke.
I think Samuel L. Jackson wants that too.
Dude. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He would a Sith Mace, not attached to Palps or Vader. A rogue Sith Mace comes for Luke in Kenobi and has to fight Kenobi. Oh, and that's why Kenobi ages the way he does. Because he goes from young Ewan to old Alec in too light of years. That's how he turns into old man
all them
Kenobi
grays, bro.
blasted.
because of all of that that comes back on. Just like
Damn,
he gets
man.
a dose of what he did to Palps. Boom!
Yeah, dude.
See,
Kenobi gives him a dose of
Hashtag
what
Mace
he did
lives.
to Palps.
see, this is why I like talking to you, because my brain will have a thought, and then you say something, and my brain goes, "Well, this. Oh, wait, that."
Bro, I've been on this Dark Mace train for a long time. Oh, good night, little one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Like we'd have kids for real. My my better half is carrying our cat in a taco a furry taco, and this
Well,
is
now you
this
got to
is
put it
how-
on stream. Oh yeah, now you got to put it on stream.
this is how we travel our
Aw.
Yes.
times. She's in her
Oh,
furry
he's not about that
taco,
life.
and
Get away from me.
she's enjoying the good life in her retirement years. So
Nice.
hold on, stand by.
Standing by.
I did eat your pizza.
Oh.
What are you gonna do? So yeah, I mean, for me, that would be the best Kenobi. How about that for a season finale?
How do we always get here? Mace Windu lives. It's got to happen.
It's the
Bro.
Force.
It's got
It's because
like
he
we
says
always
it so
come here.
much.
We always get to here.
Well, because now we're speculating for a while.
Yeah,
I digress.
please.
He's
But
gonna
yeah,
come in there,
I would love that to be a season finale and show us how Kenobi aged so much between the time we see him here and the time when he kills Maul, right? Because he's already old man Kenobi when he kills Maul. He's not young man Kenobi. So something happened between then.
because he had just like the slightest little bit of like light brown left, but that it was like almost all gone. And that's only how many years?
Right.
At that
Because
point.
Luke is only 8.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he can't age that much in 8 years. For me, that would be the best way to explain how Kenobi aged so much in the desert of Tatooine, just protecting a kid.
He's
right?
seen some shit.
Is that maybe one of his old friends showed up and he felt an old friend showed up. So he showed himself welcoming. And it really turns out to be the greatest threat to young Luke that could be out there.
Isn't there a dark
never
side
do it,
ability that draws a being's like aura, like pulls away their life?
Well, there's force drain in the games.
In the games, but did they ever do that in anything outside of the games? Look,
I mean,
Palps
did
force healing, right? Force healing is now canon, as whether we want it or not. So why not force drain?
Palps basically did that to Kylo and Rey. That's basically what he's doing in that scene when he's like, "Oh, a dyad." It's like, well, that's basically force drain, baby. Maybe there wasn't any force users powerful enough to reinvigorate your cells, but I have no doubt that Palpatine was sucking the life out of Jedi for a long time after the purge. I think that
that's the one thing I enjoy the most about all the High Republic stuff is the fact that they're showing strength in the force that's not like just force push, force pull, lightning. Like they're going in deep on different connections, different uses.
And that's what I like about Force Awakens is they're into Cal Kestis with psychometry, right? They're into other force abilities that are not standard, right?
Right. Fallen Order, you mean? Yeah.
In Fallen Order, and same thing with Ezra. Ezra's got these couple of special abilities that make him unique, right? And that's
like summon the Purgle. Like what,
bro? Well, that was more electronic than anything because he actually
and then
boys out there to the frequency that one, but to connect with the Purgle while they're there to say
to attack,
I'm going with you. Like this is like we're good. You don't have to let me out. Like we're good. Thank you for looking because you see them. They kind of look at him. Like, you want to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, it's like, we're about to do this.
We're about to do this. You want to hop on out? And he's like, no, baby, full speed ahead. Let's go. Let's go. You know, get the ships out of the dock. Let's go. But, you know, they kind of do look at him. If you really look at that scene, that one pulls up right to the thing and kind of gives him the eyeball. And then Thrawn says, you know, what happens to me happens to you too. And he's like, I know. I was planning on it. Let's go for light speed, my friends. You know, and honestly, I mean, I personally think that's why Ezra and Thrawn are going to be in these shows, is because I think the Purgle create their own shields when they jump into hyperspace. So that ship they were on was damaged,
which allows them
from the Purgle, but it protected the shield of the natural shield of the Purgle protected the ship and Ezra and Thrawn when they blasted off into hyperspace. So there's a lot of like, oh, they blasted into hyperspace, they should be dead. Well, then why aren't the Purgle dead? You know,
I mean, there's people who have theories about hyperspace travel and the fact that it is actually a force ability. Because if you think about it, like to jump into hyperspace, you need to be powered by a kyber crystal. The kyber crystals have sentient connection with the force if
so
it's large enough.
does that mean that
So
all
if the
hyperdrives are
Purgle,
based on Kyber?
I believe the ships are powered by kyber. Rebels kind of touched on that, but I don't know exactly what powers the hyperdrives. But it is again just a fun theory.
It
That's
was
And if these Purgles are large, if the Purgles are large enough and create that much of a connection with, like, say the Force is what allows certain technologies to travel this way, they could, in theory, create their own type of travel for themselves to survive at that speed. Is kind of where I was going at with that.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, if a crate dragon has a pearl in its center, why couldn't the Purgle have Kyber in their center?
yeah,
that's a
right?
good point.
I love it all.
Like, and therefore creating the ability to hyperspace jump and the ability to create a force shield around them when they jump.
And not for nothing, they are named whales, and whales are a very rare species on our Earth. Like a space whale, I have to assume is an extremely rare occurrence.
Well, Hera mentioned the Purgle, and she had said she had been flying for a long time, but only heard rumors and had never seen them. So they seem very elusive, and it's ironic that they only show up where Ezra Bridger is.
That's what I'm saying. It's the
Very
force.
ironic.
It's the force.
That and that's what I'm saying. I think that Ezra, because all of the light energy, all the light force energy was extinguished from the galaxy at one time during the purge, that the force gifted all of these young Jedi with unique and special abilities because there were no other Jedi to give those to. Right? It's like Halloween, and there's only 2 kids out on the block getting all the candy, right? That's basically how I look at the Force and the metachlorians during the purge. Is there were nowhere to put this stuff, so they put 10 pounds of Force in a 5-pound bag, right? And that's why
Ray Skywalker,
and that's why you got Ezra that can open the world between worlds, that has psychometry. You have Cal Kestis that has the ability to talk to animals. You have Cal Kestis that has psychometry as well as unique force abilities, other unique force abilities, right? You have Luke and Leia. Leia didn't use hers till adulthood. Luke, obviously samesies, but became a grandmaster in a matter of minutes. So you have 4 children that were born around the same time. Well, 3, and Cal Kestis is the oddball, right? He had his force abilities when everybody else was still alive. He just didn't know it because he was still a Padawan. There's
Jesus, Darth Mandalorian.
yeah, all right. Wow, I'm surprised that one made it that long.
I want a hairless dark side Ewok that's part cybernetic.
So
I can't unsee that.
I'm like,
I can't unimagine
part? Which part?
I would like to see more of the Crate Dragon Pearl in Mandalorian. I would like to see a Crate Dragon lightsaber be made, because that's what you did in KOTOR. Once you got the Crate Dragon Pearl, you could refine that down into a crystal and make a Crate Dragon Pearl saber.
Oh, Boba Fett's about to cop that ASAP. Those little Jawas are done, bro. Do you think he could, like...
you mean the Sand People?
Yeah, well...
The Sand People are who they helped get the Crate Dragon dead.
Tuscans?
Tuskens.
Yeah, the Tusken Raiders got the pearl. The Jawas got the egg from the...
Yeah,
they got you. My bad. But yeah, either way, I think Boba is gonna eventually discover that thing is out there. What are the Tuskens gonna do with it?
He was watching that from the hillside. He was seeing all that.
For sure.
Maybe that's the first thing they do after they take over Jabba's palace. Is like, hey, I want that pearl.
Who's the next biggest threat on Tatooine outside of Jabba? Tuskens.
Tuskens. I mean,
they
what?
walk like men.
Genocide?
not maybe genocide, but he's definitely for control.
So what you think?
I'll allow you to live but I'm taking that. All your
So
shit is mine.
bring me your bounty to continue living, or my syndicate wipes you out. That's pretty baller. That's all
Yeah, I
That's
think
all
he's
killer,
gonna.
no filler, man. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
how you fully take over Tatooine. And
I
Well,
mean,
it's gonna
damn, that's
start with
darker than the
Tatooine.
Huts.
Yeah.
Woo.
Mhm.
That's
the
dark.
Yeah.
Outer
Well, did
Rim
the
is going
Huts
to
not
be.
tax them? They just let them chill out there.
Well, I don't think they.
The
did
Tusken
anything.
Raiders have pretty much been
You stay away from
unbothered.
me. You keep your name out of your mouth, and I keep it the same.
Yeah,
you know?
basically they just
You stay on your side of the street, I stay on my side of the street, and never the two shall meet. And if you give any of my guys a hard time, we're gonna have to have words. Capiche? Kind of how the Jabba. Yeah, that's what I figure. That's how I think he's talking when he's talking in Hut.
No fuss.
Is
That's
I picture Tony Soprano's brain in there saying that, and then it comes out in Jabba's voice. So, yeah, it's we'll see. I mean, I would love for the Acolyte series to be Vader teaching Inquisitors, capturing kids, make it rated R, right? Make it awful. Snatching kids from their parents, giving them red lightsabers.
Dark side, man. Give some love to the dark side.
Oh, we did. We talked Revan. We talked Momin.
No. I mean, like as far as shows.
As far as shows and movies,
yes.
yeah.
Acolyte.
No. Yeah.
Show me Acolyte.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this for next week, guys? 2 topics. If next week we're in good enough of a mood to talk about positive things.
Well, next week is definitely going to be day 2 of strike, so we'll be into that a little bit. Unfortunately, still cradling that baby.
Yeah.
Even though I wish it would just, but that's just me. I digress. What you got,
I'm thinking we definitely got to talk Ronin. That's definitely that's a must.
I think with Pops back, I think we got to get into Ronin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And X-Wing, you're watching, and you don't download the audiobook for the 19-hour flight home. Bad on you, my guy.
Ooh.
You got to do it. You got to do it. Fall asleep to it. You'll probably fall asleep to it and wake up to it on the plane, on the same plane ride. What a great time.
He could listen to it a few times and then have a lot to say about it.
That's what I'm saying. He could even let Mrs. X-Wing listen to it once and give it back and still have read it twice on the plane.
He could even just tell me all of the cool shit that happens so that I don't have to read the whole thing or worry about rushing into it. And then I'll enjoy it 3-4 months from now because I'll forget about all of it again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big news next week is did Mando shut down? Because I think that's going to be the number one. You're going to see potentially actors tweeting. Maybe. Yeah. And I would love
Why aren't they?
If it happens, they are. There's Danny DeVito, Jane Fonda,
him, but nobody knew.
They came out and supported on days when they were doing special stuff, pick up your t-shirt day and write on your car day and all that stuff that they did out in LA and New York. But I would love to see the actors tweet and Instagram from empty sets. That's what I want. That's what I want the actors to do. If this happens, and I'm gonna go through this on my stream on Sunday night. I want the actors. I want you to show the world what's going on your sets when you show up Monday morning. I'm here to do makeup with no makeup. I'm here to do costume with no costume. Sets are dark. Cameras aren't out. That's what I want to see. So I think, unfortunately, it's going to be in a third Boomer Council in a row because it is going to impact our Star Wars. So I think the 2 big things are everybody out there, read Ronin between now and Wednesday, so you're not getting spoiled. I think if you guys want to jump in some Discord, we can listen to it together.
There you go.
I would be down.
But yeah, I think those are the 2 big things, and then whatever else we hear over the next 7 days. But I can tell you, those are the 2 big things that are going to be looming on next week. Is how good was Ronin, and is Katie Sackhoff going, and Mando and Carl going to show us what's going on the Disney lots.
Yeah,
Those would be
man.
the one. Those would be the people that would, man. Katie Sackhoff is on YouTube all the time with smaller channels, interviews, things like that. So
Yeah,
she gets it, man.
she's
Hey,
got an
I- you know
entertaining
what?
I
channel.
just feel like there's fear, like there's fear. Speak out, never freaking work in Hollywood ever
I
again. Never
invite,
get
I
hired
hereby
by
cordially, as the senior ranking member on today's stream of Boomer Council, I offer an exclusive invite to Katie Sackhoff on Wednesday. If we are on strike and you have nothing to do, log in and join us 6 o'clock next week on Boomer Council here on X-Wing's channel. I don't even want you on my channel. I mean, I do, but for the community, join us. Tell us what you think without burning yourself into oblivion and cutting your cord to Disney, but tell us what it's like walking on an empty set, because it's got to be like I Am Legend, walking through empty streets on a lot without the buzz of the little ants that we are that make the anthill successful for the queen. So, Katie, if you're bored, this little content creator offers you an exclusive invite. Bring the whole cast with you. Please. X-Wing would shit his pants.
It's true, and we would air it.
And we would air it. And we would retweet it and stream it all over again. But it would be amazing content. So come on, since you're going to have nothing to do but reread a script that may or may not happen for months, come hang out with the little guys.
There you go.
I cordially invite you.
You heard it here first, everybody. Boomers, get your brown pants ready. And let's do this.
Brown or yellow, dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. Because I'll probably pee my pants where, X-Wing will literally shit himself. You saw what happened with Sam.
It's still one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
That was so
I
much fun.
Literally witnessed his brain melt.
Oh, I wish you guys would have been in the backstage after. I wish I would have recorded it, the backstage after, because it was so good. It was so good. It was so much better because finally he was off the air and he was like, I can finally let loose. So, yeah, look, I cordially invite you, Katie, Carl,
Pedro.
Got it.
You got it, buddy.
Join us if you have nothing to do. And if Mark Hamill's hanging out on that set that day too, bring Mark Hamill with you too. We invite you all. Join us on Boomer Council.
Even if it's just the voice, it's okay.
Mark Hamill, you're a boomer. Join our boomer. Make our boomer official. Join us, my friends. And
One of us.
in the days that you have nothing to do, if we do, shut the goddamn world down. Because that's what it's going to be for us.
Yeah.
So please join us. I really, man, how cool would it be if somebody actually tweeted him and was like, hey, some guy named Obsession invited me to your show.
I went on as a goof.
No,
The
I'm serious.
host shit himself. I couldn't believe it.
I'm dead serious, man. If you're out there listening, if you catch wind, I'm gonna tweet this right now. I'm gonna take this portion, I'm gonna cut it out, and I'm gonna tweet her. I'm gonna tweet her and Instagram her and Facebook her, and I'm gonna hit her on all the platforms and be like, look, you've been invited. Please join us, little guys. We're just like small guys on the hill. There's guys with 3 million subs out there that are crushing it. They don't need your help. We want you to come join us.
Yeah, just a bunch of small tweeters over here.
We're just a bunch of small tweeters. We're just a bunch of small YouTubers. I got little numbers.
That was the right reaction, Hog. Am I the only one old enough to be uncomfortable with that word?
Tweeters?
I remember the day when that meant something different.
Yes. Those days are long gone. It's a whole new
I had
new
dope
generation.
ones in my car.
Yeah, I still got some in my car. Yeah, guys, this has been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
A long time again.
You know,
I'm like,
it's like not having the teacher in school and getting to take over the classroom without mom or dad here. So it's been a lot of fun, man.
Well, we definitely have plenty to think about in the upcoming days. We're going to have plenty to talk about on Wednesday. Definitely major topics that we're going to be hitting because it's a must. It has to be done.
Hey, and maybe we'll get a guest star.
Who
Maybe we'll
knows?
get lucky.
so down.
So down. Hey, directors too. You're invited. You'll be out there with nothing to do, getting paid to sit there. Directors are well. John, Dave, you'll be sitting there with nothing to do. George, well, you may have something to do. Come on in and join us.
Yeah. While those cameras are down, the webcams are up.
The
We're doing
webcams are
this.
up. Well, yeah, exactly. That should be on a T-shirt. We're gonna send that to the union. Your cams are down. Our cams are up. We're here for you.
And we'll bring lunch.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here. River's
All
getting
right, we
triggered
gotta
again.
go. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody stopping by tonight. I think we had a good discussion here. We got plenty to talk about next week. I hope everybody stops by again for next week's Boomer Council. And on that note, I think we how does X-Wing put it? I hope tomorrow found you well. Oh wait, I hope today found you well.
Don't ask
and
me.
Tomorrow finds you better. I goofed it.
Some along those lines.
Hey, may the force be with you.
Yeah, Braden, just go ahead and click us off. But everybody have a great night. Take care of each other. Whatever whenever mom wants to kick us off, we'll get up
you,
on out of
bro.
here.
He's in the bathroom.
Later, guys.